sure to tune in to At Home with Christ Ministry with Julie Thomas, broadcasting Monday nights at 8 p.m. live on licmc.net, radio, Facebook, and YouTube.
Hello, and welcome to another edition of the At Home with Christ podcast. On this side of the podcast today, we are still talking about the man and his car, but now he has reached his destination. And we are reminded of what Jesus said about forgiveness, and that we must forgive 77 times more. And we will get back to that in a minute. But now, the man sitting in his car at his destination had to make a choice. The choice was to follow Jesus and to forgive those who had wronged him, or to go and hurt the person he was meant to hurt. He sat quietly now in his car with his hands in a fist, thinking what to do. And then he remembered these words from Jesus, who told Judas to do whatever he came to do. The person standing now on his porch replied the same thing to the man in the car. Friend, do whatever you came to do to me, he said. For whom have you wronged today? For whom are you trying to do something to hurt them today? Someone you must love needs your forgiveness, and you need their forgiveness. And you have to remember that. Just like the man in the car now who was trying to make a decision. Should he go into this man's house and pull out his gun, his fist, to harm the man? Or should he follow his own Christ? Just like we're asking you to follow your own Christ. There's only one real follower of Christ. And that is us, if we are really followers of Christ. A real follower of Christ can look someone in the eye and say, friend, do whatever you came to do, when you know what they are about to do, when you know you are about to die. So if we are real followers of Christ, then we can say to the person who has wronged us, do whatever you came to do, even in the face of danger. Because only a real follower, only a real person of Christ can do this. Someone like you or I must examine, and we must ask ourselves that same question. Can we really follow Jesus Christ? Can we really follow his example? Jesus knew that he was in charge when Judas set him up to be arrested. He knew it. But now this man standing on his porch had to know himself that either his life was about to end, and he forgave the man in the car. Matthew 17:18 says, Jesus says it is not entirely to forgive somebody, but to forgive someone 7 times, but 7 times more, but 70 times over. Remember, we must forgive 77 times more. And the reason we say you must forgive somebody 77 times more is 77 is a metaphor to forgive until we have reached perfection. So it's not enough for you to say to someone who has wronged you, I forgive you, and you've only said it 5, or you've only said it 10 times, or you only said it 1 time. You got to practice saying it 77 times more until you get it perfect, until you get a perfect forgiveness in your heart, just like Jesus Christ. So let me ask you this. How many times have you forgiven someone in your life today? How many times have you forgiven someone in your life yesterday? And how many more times will you forgive someone else in the future? If it's not 77 times more, then it's not perfect. And then you will have malice in your heart because you will say the same thing, like the same thing Jesus says to Judas. Friend, do whatever you came to do, but you will be saying it because you have that malice in your heart. So you need to take a look at what is going on in your heart today, right now, at this minute, and ask yourself, can you forgive someone 77 times more? And if you can't, then you need to talk to Jesus. And until next time, thank you.
Be sure to tune in to At Home with Christ Ministry with Julie Thomas, broadcasting Monday nights at 8 p.m. live on licmc.net, radio, Facebook, and YouTube.
Hello, I am Julie Thomas, and the name of my podcast is it's a Well-Watered Christian podcast for my social media podcast show, which is At Home with Christ. And now I want to tell you about my latest TV show, which is going to be At Home with Christ TV. And you can reach that and you can see all the episodes on Shrimp TV, on shrimp.com. So that you can go to this new platform, which is shrimp.com, and look for At Home with Christ TV under London. It is a fantastic show, and we hope